I'm 32 male, own a successful chain of auto repair shops. Built it from scratch, blood, sweat, and years of hard work. I thought I was setting up a future for myself and my family. Turns out, I was just making it easier for them to stab me in the back. The betrayal didn't come from some random business partner. Nope, it came from my own family. And all because of her, my ex-fiancée. I caught her cheating, in our bed, with some loser she met at the gym. Came home early from a business trip, and there they were. She went pale. He bolted like a cockroach when the lights come on. I kicked her out immediately. No second chances. No explanations. Just packed her stuff and told her to get lost. I expected support from my family. At the very least, I expected them to be angry for me. Instead, they took her side. At first, it was little things. My mom saying, "Maybe you should talk to her. She's really sorry." My dad doing the whole "son, these things happen. You need to be able to forgive." My younger brother and sister telling me she was devastated and that I should hear her out. I shut it down, told them it was over, and I wasn't interested in talking. Thought that would be the end of it. It wasn't. A few weeks later, I found out they were still inviting her to family gatherings. Behind my back, my mom was calling her every day, comforting her like she was the victim. My dad, who never handed me a cent growing up, was giving her money because she was struggling after the breakup. And the cherry on top, my brother let it slip that she was telling everyone I was the reason she cheated, that I was too busy with work, that I neglected her, and that she felt so alone. And my family? They believed her. Not one of them asked how I felt. Not one of them was angry on my behalf. They just coddled her while I was left picking up the pieces. That was it. I was done. No yelling. No arguing. No trying to get them to see my side. Just cut them off completely. But I wasn't finished yet. See, my family had gotten very comfortable with my success. My dad was employed as a consultant for my company, where he did nothing and collected a paycheck. My mom never had to worry about money because I covered all her expenses. My brother and sister both had cushy jobs in my business, despite barely putting in any effort. They thought they could betray me and still enjoy the benefits of my hard work. They were dead wrong. I sold the company. Quietly. Every shop, every asset, every property. The buyers? They had their own teams. They didn't need my family, which meant my brother and sister lost their jobs overnight. My dad, his fake consultant gig disappeared just as fast. And my mom? Well, she suddenly found herself paying her own bills for the first time in years. They had no idea until it was too late. The first call came from my brother. "Dude, what the heck? I just got laid off." "Oh," I said, "guess the new owners don't need you." "New owners? What new owners?" "I sold the company." Silence. "You sold it?" "Yep. He lost it." Screaming about how I ruined his life, how he had bills to pay, how I couldn't just do this. I hung up. Next was my dad. He showed up at my house, looking shaken. "Son, tell me it's not true." "Oh, it's true," I said. "You're unemployed now. But you picked her over me. Hope she helps you find a job." Then came my mom. She was sobbing, begging, saying they didn't mean to hurt me, that they just wanted what was best for everyone. "You wanted what was best for her," I corrected. "Not me." She cried harder, saying she didn't know how she was going to afford everything now. I shrugged. "Ask my ex." That's when the panic really set in. My dad had been out of the field for years and couldn't find another job that paid even half of what I gave him. My brother and sister? Their experience at my company meant nothing to other employers. No one wanted to hire them. My mom had to sell her fancy house, get rid of her luxury car. And my ex? Well, she lost the financial help from my dad. And since I still had connections, I made sure she was blacklisted from any job remotely connected to my industry. Last I heard, she was couch surfing, bouncing between friends, still blaming me for everything. Then came their final move, a lawsuit. Yep, they actually tried to sue me. Their claim? That I fraudulently sold the business to cut them off, which was absolute nonsense. I had zero legal obligation to keep them employed. The business was mine. My assets were mine. I was well within my rights to sell everything. But they thought they could pressure me into settling. Big mistake. I had receipts, years of payroll records showing my dad barely worked. That my brother and sister were massively overpaid for the little they actually did. Proof that my ex lied about her finances to get money from my dad. When we went to court, the judge laughed them out of the room. Case dismissed. After that, they had nothing left. Their reputations were trashed. Word got around about how they tried to screw me over. No one wanted to hire them. No one wanted to help them. They thought I'd always be there. They thought I'd always provide. Instead, they lost everything. My dad had to take a low-paying job just to survive. My brother and sister had to move in with my mom, all crammed into a tiny apartment. And my ex? Still stuck in a mess she created. Am I bitter? Not even a little. I'm free. No dead weight. No leeches. Just peace. And the best part? I got the most satisfying revenge possible, watching them fall apart without me. Actions have consequences. They just learned that the hard way.